This is certainly a much different Nukie round than many of you have probably seen. This is a Nukie round on Salamander server aboard train station, and the goal and the setup right now is they are going to do zombie ops, which isn't new. But what is totally different about this is they're using a monkey disguised as a doctor to start the infection. They also, apparently, I have never, ever seen this, a lone op has docked with the Nukie team while they are waiting for the monkey on station to start the zombie virus. So this is another Nukie joining in with 60 TC. They have another hard suit. The hard suit probably doesn't really matter that much, but this is crazy. They started with 3, now they're up to 4. They have another monkey reinforcement, and they have a zombie virus waiting on the station to cook. So the monkey actually has a syndicate PAI. The PAI is directly expressing that they haven't had any chance to infect anyone. I guess it makes sense. We're on Salamander, so people don't really just get crit randomly. There's not odd escalation issues that much on Salamander. So they haven't really had anyone to fully inject. Well, speaking of their first patient, I don't know what the fuck is going on with all the garbage that's attached to them, but they got their first patient, Pun Pun. I don't know if that's a spectator bug, or considering I just saw somebody pick up stuff from them. No, okay, then that's just a game issue. I'm assuming we're going to see the first 5 units of Romerall used on Pun Pun, but if they inject them right now, okay, they're checking their health first. The PAI is still discussing with the agents that they now have their first patient. The zombie apocalypse will be starting any second now. I'm assuming this monkey reinforcement is going to inject Pun Pun. Yes, they have grabbed the Romerall syringe. You only need 5 units, and the first zombie has been implanted. So when the monkey crits, when Pun Pun crits, they will now in turn into a zombie. People in dead chat are really confused as Nukies because normally Nukies don't wait a full hour to do something, but this is an interesting strat. They're injecting a healthy person, well, somewhat healthy person with Romerall now. So they have injected 2 separate patient zeros basically with the zombie virus. Is the chemist gonna? The chemist is just letting the monkey inject them with mystery juice. So all 15 units. Oh no, they think they're helping. All 15 units have been injected. We're an hour and 6 minutes in, and two of the Nukies and the monkey have arrived at the front of the train. The captain has just left the front of the train, so they're not going to be able to see them directly. Actually, 3 of the Nukies are here, and they have their nuke again. I'm pretty sure the nuke's bugged and always requires the Nukies to use their nuke. I'm not sure. They said that they were going to send the 4th to go for the ATS, but I think they might have abandoned that plan, and they may have sent a 4th to go for telecoms instead. So they have fully broken into the bridge, killing Renault for some extra TC. The emergency shuttle has been called, probably because it's been an hour and 7 minutes in without anything happening. I think the comms console was right there. Or for some reason on Salamander, this is Salamander, they moved the comms console into the... I don't think that's supposed to be there. Seems kind of weird that they moved it preemptively. Unless something happened that they moved it, I don't know. Due to the fact that replays have global sound, the first zombie has been born. We can see the zombie apocalypse has started at medical. Zombies working their way up in a linear fashion. Salvagers trying to kill the zombies, but PKAs don't have the greatest DPS, and zombies are actually really resistant to blunt damage, so they're not going to be able to stop this on their own. Some people, not even aware that they're zombies, just running straight into them. Comms are still up at this point, so that means the Nukie has not destroyed them. But the zombies are now in the middle of the station. The Nukies are at the top of the station. And remember, on train station, security's at the bottom of the station, and it seems like all the officers and captains are further south. The captain himself is actually cut off in between a wave of zombies. Pun Pun actually got bitten to be infected. They were already infected, so that initial Romerall didn't actually do much. The Nukies have recalled the shuttle, meaning they now have time to nuke the station that they have already caused to be in mass chaos at this point. The fact that already had a dozen or so crew have been infected is already a huge success for the Nukies. If you look down in security, I honestly haven't seen much security. I feel like security members on higher roleplay servers tend to burn out quicker with action when nothing's happening, because we're an hour and 8 minutes in and now things have just started happening. The only sec officer I've seen this entire time is a warden, so it seems like it might just be the captain and the warden versus an entire nuke team that is fresh with all their equipment and a bunch of zombies. So the zombies are literally just slowly spreading their way down to the NG car. Even walking past, engineers just watched one of their own, or engineers just watched a salvager walk by infected. They infected an entire crate of carp, which is most likely the initial point of the infection. So we can see why this spread out of control. There's at least 20 plus zombies on this station now. There's no security, like, at all. I don't know what the fuck just happened here. I need to rewind and see this. Wait, they're actually killing themselves in protest of train. Holy fuck, okay. Only in Space Station do you see people self-immolate because they hate a state or hate a map that much. Okay. Oh, I lied. There's a head of security. So we have a head of security and a warden at least, and a captain. So the nukies are now grouping up and pushing south. I don't know where the fourth nukie's at. It's really hard to find individuals without spending an hour watching replays. This is the first time anyone on the station has any confirmation that it actually is a nukie round. Otherwise, it has just looked like a completely random mid-round zombie, which is a pretty crazy thing. We're an hour and 10 minutes in, so honestly, when nukies delay this long, people just don't expect nukies to take this long, so they completely drop their guard. Especially if there's no major mid-round events, people just aren't ready or prepared or expecting to get gunned down by a full force at this point. We have a head of a security and a hop holding in one car here in the middle. I think I saw another sec officer show up. Oh, a sec officer literally just late joined. That is kind of nuts. Rivals is in an unfortunate spot here. It's not like the nukies can just ignore that. I'm assuming the sec officer is actually going to try to stop them, even though he just said he won't. Yes, he already pulled out his sidearm. So, yeah, it's like the nukies can't shoot him because it's a rival's grief, but the sec officer is immediately going to shoot them. So, like, that's kind of a weird role situation. I don't know how to feel about that. Basically, the nukies just got flanked by our rivals. I mean, they only have a pistol, so there's only so much they can do. They're getting chased down. They're really didn't get too much done there. A little of a stun baton action going down. HOS has stunned the Nukie. They're trying to cuff them, but they keep getting hit by bullets, which has canceled it. Hop put up a valiant fight, but got cut down. In that play right there, cuffing was probably a tough option. It probably would have been better to just mag dump them while they were stunned on the ground, but the cuff would have been a great option too if they just didn't get hit by the stray bullet. Honestly, that's map design. Just such long hallways where bullets can hit anyone in like a 20 tile line is really tough to try to get cuffs off like that in a firefight. Poor crew, not even still realizing that it's nukies. What are the, just look at how brutal Space Station is. This guy's option was 4 nukies or a zombie virus. Well, like, you just sometimes are so dead, you're going to be reborn as a zombie dead. It's just gonna get bit, gonna rise. Well, you can rise up and attack his killers. Now the nukies have to fight their own caused zombie apocalypse, which is just awesome. That's one of the people who was protesting, so, I guess the self-immolation protest has now just led to a, mass zombie protest, I guess. Cutting the zombies down in space is a pretty smart option. They don't have the greatest maneuverability. Well, the zombie horde is swiftly falling to the superior firepower of the nuclear operatives. The nukies have successfully slayed the first horde. One of them is saying they're infected, but they do have Ambazol in their kit that if they just remember to bring it with them. Another horde of zombies coming from the north. Smaller horde this time. Getting gunned down without much resistance. Nukie team still standing very strong. People in chat seemingly pretty upset by how long the nukies took to arrive, saying it's a rule break. I'm not up to date on Wizden rules, so I can't even say. The captain and a group of salvagers are still trying to hold off zombies. I don't know how successful they're going to be. Poor Hamlet. Leads to the front of science. Oh, they're actually about to regroup right by the sec officers. They just missed them. Oh no, they see some people wearing security suits. There's still a fair-sized crew left. This isn't going to be a complete walk in the park for the nukies. They managed it. The captain has gone into space looking for them, but the captain has some pretty superior mobility with their jetpack against the Nukies, who are also, actually, that guy has his jetpack. Random zombie just getting punched and stabbed in space. This Nukie is hell bent on catching the captain. They have the speed advantage. Now it's an E-Pen versus Saber fight. Technically, the Saber does better damage, but the commander armor is really tanky, so I think the commander would probably have the advantage here. Lacerations, minor burns, they are probably, if the commander just committed, I mean, the commander looks pretty fucked up too. Lacerations, they're probably both equally damaged at that point. If the commander just had one Nukie with him, they could have got the disc right there and then. Well, there's Operator Mike. I haven't seen him the entire shift, but no, he's still just kind of walking around with a L6 saw. So I don't know how many bullets he's used. I don't really know what he's been up to, but he's not really been part of the main action. Well, the zombie carps somehow actually have managed to find their way back into the station. The two Nukies holding off the zombie carp, defending their own nuke from the zombie apocalypse they have started. Commander got that cool bug where you get stuck like a centimeter off a grid and you just can't move at all without throwing something. All of the Nukies have regrouped, all 4 Nukies and the monkeys together again since the first time they were on the station. HOS coming and slimes. They apparently got the disc at some point. I don't know who got it. So this has been a very, very difficult round to spectate just because of all the Nukies splitting up, zombie ops splitting up everywhere. The captain still has a nuke disc on them at this point. This is right after the commander and them fought in space with the E-Pen. The commander, or the captain, has gone back to medical, but other Nukies were basically already on point, on station waiting. The monkey reinforcement and somebody with an advanced circular saw cut the captain down while they were alone in medical. So the Nukies, since they have alone ops, actually have the codes for both nukes. So they decided that they're just going to use the station's nuke, even though they have both in the same place, which is just also crazy because the lone ops always gets the codes of the station nuke. So they seemingly have both codes for both nukes and could have detonated either one. So they have armed in the bridge, and I don't think there's going to be much of a counterattack. Apparently the head of security is still alive. This security officer, which is actually a lawyer, is still alive, but they're up against an entire fully healthy Nukie team. The Nukies would have to misplay massively at this point to lose this. Lawyer putting off good shots, distracting the Nukies in space. Crew ain't giving up so easily, even despite everything that's happened. Head of security and another person wearing security hard suit, all grouping back up. Not in the greatest advantage. 3 security versus 5 Nukies. Still not favorable odds, but I've seen crazier. I don't even know if the head of security has a gun at this point. A little bit of some laser visual bugs. I believe those are hitting, though. Tear gas in space doesn't do anything. Mike chasing after the EVA suit person. Head of security chasing after the monkey with the stun baton. He can win that. Not managing to pick up the energy sword in time. Stun baton fight going off. Head of security just overwhelmed in a 2v1 with no ranged option. Unfortunately goes down. Still a counterattack going off in the nuke room. They're getting distracted by these random people in space. There's a quartermaster and just somebody with a shotgun fighting the 2 in the armory, or the vault room itself. Another small group of crew coming in, about 5 more. Still an intense last fight. I wasn't actually expecting really much crew to even be alive at this point. Some of the Nukies are seemingly falling in and out of crit, bleeding out everywhere. Monkey getting decent shots put into them, chasing the slow, hard-suited engineers into space, cutting them down. Monkey with the superior equipment killing the 2. Taking some good energy shots, but the crew just doesn't have the armor to deal with this much punishment. Last little bit of crew is too late. Getting some final war cries off.